Everybody, this is Thursday, year 2018. Time here in Phoenix, Arizona, or at Phoenix, Arizona, is 9:29. They're fixing to say their last goodbyes to a very dedicated, subservient to the people, as well as a loyal servant unto God, pertaining to John McCain. In honor of John McCain, I wanted to say a few words before they actually get into the services, and this is what I have to say, and I mean this with all respect. Donald Trump did not understand John McCain. Donald Trump did not understand the bearing sacrifices that John McCain went through for the betterment of we the people. He spoke of, well, I like heroes better who have never been captured. Well, looking at it from one perspective, it's a very trivial fight in saying such of a statement, but the fact of the matter is, Jesus Christ was captured. Jesus Christ of Nazareth was captured by his enemies and taken to court and tried basically as a traitor to his own people. The reason why that I believe so strongly in the teachings of Jesus Christ, it wouldn't have mattered if he would have raised the dead. It wouldn't have mattered if he'd have turned water into wine. It wouldn't have mattered if he would have put a coin in a fish, unbeknownst to the fishermen, or fed 5,000 with 3 fishes and a loaf of bread. It wouldn't have mattered if all the miracles that was documented in the King James Version Bible was documented, if Jesus wasn't a survivor, and if Jesus did not rise on the 3rd day. John McCain was the same. He was a survivalist. John McCain should have died over in Vietnam, being held captive for 5.5, 6 years. John McCain hung on to his faith through his Lord and his Savior. And John McCain never, ever forgot that. You see, whenever you look at the appetite of God's people, God's true people, we look through the smoke screen of what all has occurred in one's life, and we look at the motive and what drove that person in doing what either he or she has done. What went on in Phoenix, Arizona, the good people that I love there at First Phoenix Baptist Church, was wrong. It was wrong for the U.S. Marshals as well as FBI agents. After me going out to California towards them using their computers as a base to be able to communicate with, it was wrong how that they casted a shadow over my head simply because I went out to Waco and I went out to Oklahoma to discover the truth about a government cover-up. It was wrong in how my brothers and sisters right here in Northwest Tennessee turned their back and basically treated me like I was a heretic or like I was a swindler of some sort. It was wrong. Do I hold grudges pertaining to the wrongs that's been committed? That would be like me holding grudges against my own personal children who had went against me in some sort of way, who retaliated or didn't do or didn't line up according to my standards. Sometimes children has a tendency of throwing up on you. Sometimes your family will be the very people that will hurt you the worst. But just because they hurt you does not give you the right to hurt them back. I pray for John McCain and his family. And I know that John McCain right now is in a much, much better place. And I believe that with all of my heart. And if I didn't believe that, I wouldn't be sitting here talking about it right now. But I truly believe that our president owes this nation an apology for the remarks that he made about John McCain in regard of him being captured. Because like I said, they captured Jesus too. But he was a survivalist. He rose on the third day. And I'm going to continue to believe that to the point that I'm willing to lay down my life for him the same way that he was willing to lay down his life for me. That's true brotherhood. And it doesn't matter if you're in the Senate. It doesn't matter if you're in a police force. It doesn't matter if you're a sheriff or a sheriff's deputy. It doesn't matter. That's how we stick together as true born-again Christians, because we understand the motive. We understand the drive. We understand the heartfelt compassion that John McCain had for his people and for his country. We're fixing to merge over into the Baptist Church. I do pray and hope for those that get a hold of this that they will not be offended in some of the things that I have said today pertaining to either the Oklahoma incident or the Waco incident, towards it being wrong. Sometimes you have to put aside your differences, especially in a time like this, towards saying, you know what, out of all the times that we should pull together, it's in a time like this. So don't drop the flag and raise it in disrespect of John McCain or any other true hero who has sacrificed so much for our great nation that we call the land of the free. As you can see, the people lining up on the streets, going down beside Bill Luke Chrysler Dodge there in Phoenix, Arizona, off Camelback Road. As you can see, the thousands and thousands of people that are lined up. Even last night, they had to keep the Capitol open late. People out there submitting themselves to 105, 106 degree temperatures right now, that are willing to sacrifice for a great man and a great cause, fixing to go to the highest of the highest respects up in Washington, D.C., to be honored once more by the world. I spoke yesterday to Miss Heather, the lady that now is running Truck Works Incorporated south of Phoenix, Arizona, and I sent her some information pertaining to all this towards me coming back to Phoenix. It would have been the third time that I come back to Phoenix. The first time is whenever I was working for Bill Luke, and I become a member out at Phoenix Baptist Church, give or take, for about 5 or 6 months. As a matter of fact, it was Brother Yuri that took me to Famous Bob's, I believe it was, a barbecue place, and wanted to become acquainted with me a little closer, it was Brother Yuri that helped me by going into the pantry and getting some food and stuff the first day that I made it back on the second trip back to Phoenix after me coming back from California. But then about 2 or 3 days later, Brother Yuri called me. He said, "Dennis, we got a problem out here." I said, "What's the problem?" "Well, they don't want you to come to church out here. They want you to go worship somewhere else." I go, "Why is that, Brother Yuri? I ain't done nothing wrong. I love the people out there at that church." He said, "I understand and I realize," he said, "but I'm advising you right now not to come back." Well, like a hardhead, I went ahead and come back, and I was approached by about 7 or 8 men, either in the FBI force or the U.S. Marshal Force, as well as the administrator out at First Phoenix Baptist Church, that told me to leave, don't come back. If you call us, if you hamper us, if you come back, you will be charged for either criminal trespassing or harassment. So I went ahead and continued to work that winter's end there at TWI, Truck Works Incorporated, south of Phoenix, Arizona, and never called and never went back to Phoenix, because I knowed what those gentlemen was telling me, that they meant each and every word. Sad but true. Simply because of a group of people that wanted to issue out fake news about the individual that's talking right now, that is the founder of the Windmill Ministries Missions, simply because of them spreading gossip and innuendo lies, caused me to have a cloud of darkness that fell upon my life that literally almost completely destroyed my life. As we're fixing to go off into the actual ceremony, I'm going to exchange my telephone simply because I want this service to be dedicated to John McCain and John McCain alone, Senator John McCain, of hearing inspirational eulogies coming from various people of how that they was touched and how that they was moved by an individual who sacrificed so dear and so much. The reason why that you're seeing thousands and thousands of people out on the streets, it's not because that this is a one-time, lifetime event for these people, such as a media frenzy, but this is a man that deserves to be honored, to be looked upon as a great, mighty warrior, not only in battle, but also in his political arena as well as his spiritual arena. He could be as fearful in battle as he was graceful in force. May God have mercy upon John McCain and those like him, and may God have mercy upon his friends and family as they're saying their last goodbyes to a dear, dear brother of Senator John McCain, who passed away at the age of 81